just how I am learning. I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge what I feel. What I feel is valid. It is true because it is happening to me. It may not happen to you, but it is happening to me. And because it's happening to me, it is true. However, does not mean I have to stay there. And the thing she said is the thing that counseling has taught me is that all my feelings are valid. Right? So I now feel all my feelings, but I don't, just because it's valid does not mean I stay there the entirety of the course, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's giving yourself that permission to say like, hey, like this may seem silly, this may seem stupid, and to someone else, it's called the window of tolerance. Everyone's window of tolerance is different. I'm learning a lot. I'm reading this book.
What does that mean? The window of tolerance. This is good.
I'm so sorry.
You okay?
So I just started reading this, so like I don't have a ton of information I can give you on it. But yesterday when I was reading, it was talking about everyone has like a window of tolerance, right?
Yeah.
And it's subject to change depending on the like where your life is.
Yeah.
So essentially what this writer was saying was, if you feel like, man, I used to be able to handle these things, or like I can't handle as much as I used to, it's because your window of tolerance has changed because of what you've experienced.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's not to say like your window of tolerance would always stay. At least that's what I hope. I haven't gotten to the end of the chapter yet, but I hope my window of tolerance changed back, you know. Excuse me. But I don't even know why I started talking about window of tolerance.
Well, because I was asking you being able to, I had my phone, I was trying to search this quote as you said it, but I was asking you, it started off with knowing when to give yourself permission to feel the thing. And then there comes a point equally when we have to know how to press through what we're feeling. And we can't let the feeling basically be a reason or excuse to stay there. Yeah. So how do we know when to feel it, embrace it? And then, it's at some point we got to take action and move past it, like you said, the discipline piece. Yeah. So that's what you're saying. The window of tolerance. What you're saying is you start learning. What I'm hearing is you're learning about yourself based off the season you're in and the season that you came out of. Right. And as you're growing, what I'm hearing is what you used to be able to tolerate might start.
It's a little bit more harder for me, and like in so many sense I felt weak for not being able to tolerate as much. Like I literally told my counselors, like, I wish I was oblivious, like I wish I just lived in oblivion, because I was looking at these older pictures and I'm just like, man, look how happy young Juby looks. Like she had no idea all the things that was underneath the surface of the person that she is, you know. And it's funny because the Tuesday that you preached at Young Adults, like while we were sitting, was it when we were sitting in worship or when you were preaching? One of the two, like the Lord literally like impressed this picture in my mind of this just lump of clay. And he was like, this is how you came at me. Like, this is what you looked like, you know? I'm so sorry. Like my throat is like very.
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, like when I came as that lump of clay, I thought I was perfect. I thought no changes need to be made. I'm just like, this is me, accept it, you know, like there was a lot of things that I didn't see the potential in that lump of clay, right? I was just like, it's exactly where it needs to be. And he's like, the Lord almost told me, like, I've been molding and shaping you. You know, I've taken that clay and I've molded and I've shaped it. And it's been like, or shaping it. I can't say it's shaped yet. You know, it's shaping.
Right.
And it comes with painful moments because there's times like I haven't done a lot of pottery work, but you know, like I've worked with clay a little bit where you take tools and you like shave some things off and you put like a notch on it and you give it designs, you know? So I feel like when I look at my 2019, year old self, it's just like that. I was like, oh man, like look how good she had it. Like, you know, so my so what used to be my window of tolerance then to what my window of tolerance is now, it feels very short, but I'm just like, okay, this is not where I'm going to be forever.
Yeah.
You know, I am going to get back to a place where I will have a higher window of tolerance. However, in the meantime, like right now, you just need to be honest. Like, I've even said, I'm just like, I might be a crier. Like, I've never really like labeled myself as one, and I never liked crying. You know, I was just like, to me personally, crying was a sign of weakness, you know. But now I'm at the drop of a bucket. I'm, you know, in tears, like, and it's something as simple as like reciting like a lyric, right? Like, I'll be like, isn't he holy? Isn't he worthy? Isn't he beautiful? And I'm like, yeah, you know? And I'm just allowing it to happen, knowing that, hey, it is very much so possible that I can get back to my window of tolerance, or I may not. It just, God might be creating a whole new window for me, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if I answered all the question, but yeah, that's just how I am learning. I'm giving myself permission to acknowledge what I feel. What I feel is valid. It is true because it is happening to me. It may not happen to you, but it is happening to me. And because it's happening to me, it is true. However, does not mean I have to stay there.
Yes. It's funny you said that because I had my phone as I was trying to find, you know, I keep a notes app. I call it leadership quotes. And so there's a quote that we learned from our friend Derek, but he said, I was trying to find it because I wanted to be very specific, but he said something along the lines like, just because this is what you've expressed doesn't mean that's the place where you've landed. And he just said it so, you know, matter of fact, you know
as Derek does.
Yeah, exactly. he just says it, you know, it's just straight to the point. And he just said again, it's like, bro, it's like, just because that's what you have felt and you're expressing, that doesn't mean it's the landing point. It doesn't mean you've landed there. Another way of be saying is, just because what you're feeling now is a start point doesn't mean it's the end point.
Yeah.
And essentially, that's what you're saying. You've learned to discern that, figure it out.
Learning.
Right. Yeah. And learning. And then I do wonder your window of tolerance. Is that what you said?
What? Window of tolerance.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I was like, why does she keep saying what? I was so confused. Like, why is she speaking a different language right now? I wonder, I know you're still in the process of not just growing in, but learning this concept. I wonder if sometimes it's okay if your window of tolerance is shorter in some areas of life. And what I mean by that is, for example, like, I think as human beings, we should all have a form of level of grace towards people and empathy towards people. And at the same time, I think it's equally appropriate to know when it starts to become starts basically kind of going down the people pleasing route. And so the things that we have tolerated towards people may not have been good for us. And so I wonder how much of, you know, in some areas we do need to expand our window of tolerance. I guess I'm also wondering in others we might actually need to. It's a good thing that it's closing, because it starts pointing out in you. You're like, I'm not putting up with that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and this can be with family. This can be with people at the workplace. This can be someone that you've been friends with for years at a time. But I have wondered, you know, as you're talking through the window of tolerance thing, I'm just kind of curious. I'm just verbally processing this out loud with you. I've wondered if, you know, it kind of makes me kind of take a step back and go, you know, there's some areas in life it's actually okay for my window of tolerance to get shorter and, you know, over here, because I want to be a healthier version of myself. And to do that requires me saying no, not just to certain things, but also with certain individuals. You know, so it's just kind of something just went through my mind, but I like that window of tolerance kind of helps you to manage this spectrum of, I have permission to feel it, and at the same time having enough evidence, feedback, wisdom to know how to press through it, so that I can allow truth to help me resolve whatever it is that I'm feeling. Which honestly, essentially, going back to the beginning of our episode, you know, Sunday night feeling I felt personally a little defeated. And essentially, I think is what it was, that language of window of tolerance. So yeah, no, I love that. Window of tolerance. That's good.
And I was going to say, I can answer that question of if it's okay to have shorter windows of tolerance once I finish the chapter. So you'll just have to wait till I am done. I don't know where the book is. Oh, okay. For anyone who's wondering, it was supposed to be my July read. Did not finish it in July. Then I was like, it can be my August read. Did not finish it in August. It is, I will say, it is it's a slow read in a sense that you really want to get it, and it exposes you. There's so many times I felt very raw, vulnerable, and exposed by this book because I saw myself in the pages of this book. And I would also highly recommend having a counselor on standby as you're going through the book, only because I do believe it will kind of like unearth some stuff, and depending on where you are, like again, your window of tolerance where you are may be way higher than where I am currently. So for me, I need someone else to process it with. But anyways, the book is called Try Softer by, I think her name is Aundi. It's Aundi. Very unique name. I cannot ever remember her last name, but it's on Amazon. I highly recommend it. I think it's really good for honestly anyone. So yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Now, who wants to sponsor me?
This girl stays looking for sponsors.
I'm still looking for sponsors on my Nepal trip.
Hey, oh yeah. Hey guys, we're still going to Nepal. So if y'all feel...
I was going to say, we have a hiking backpack into the corner of our living room right now.
And hopefully we're supposed to be releasing some things pretty soon. So look out for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this, be sure to check out some of our other stuff on this page, or check out our podcast on Apple and Spotify. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. See you there.